Hi there, how are you? And what's up? So let's see who all have tuned in today. Let's check. So what's up? What's happening? So you know that we started this series, right? जिसमें हमें लगा कि यार जब फुर्सत में होंगे बैठेंगे तुम लोगों से बात करेंगे और फिर देखेंगे क्या चल रहा है क्या नहीं चल रहा है, क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, और साथ साथ जानेंगे तुम लोग क्या कर रहे हो और थोड़ा शेयर करेंगे, तुम्हें बताएंगे हम लोगों ने जब किया था तो क्या किया था. So that bit. So that's what I really plan to go ahead and talk about today. आमिर से सर कुछ अच्छा नहीं जा रहा. गोकुल हर्षल नॉट एबल टू स्कोर. यार ये ना पिछली बार वाले में भी एग्जैक्ट यही सवाल आए थे. सेम जवाब दे सकता हूं मैं, मगर फिर सेम जवाब देने का फायदा क्या होगा यार. उस केस में तुम पिछला सेशन ही देख लोगे ना. हाँ. आमिर बोल रहा है हेलो बोलना. बोलिए भाई हेलो हेलो मैंडेटरी नहीं होता, इट्स ओके. हम्म. So देखो, whatever I am going to talk about today, it can help you in nurturing what is needed to move towards, I'd say, great scores or at least superior results. And what I'm talking about is not something that works only in the CAT scores. मतलब ये जो माइंडसेट है ना, एक बार माइंडसेट बन जाता है एक खास तरह का, तो आप चाहे जो भी कर रहे हो, दिस इज द एग्जैक्ट थिंग दैट वुड हेल्प यू एल्सवेयर एज वेल. जैसे अभी ना कुछ टाइम से आई माई हेल्थ हैज़ नॉट रियली बीन 100%. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, दिस रिस्ट हर्ट्स व्हेन आई राइट, व्हेन आई पुश ओपन अ डोर, and that was very worrisome, that was very troublesome. I went through tests, I involved experts. जैसे आप वर्बल के लिए अब मुझे इन्वॉल्व करते हैं, ऐसे ही मैंने भी एक्सपर्ट्स को इन्वॉल्व किया. लेकिन मैं ये नहीं बोलूँगा कि इस पूरे फेज़ के दौरान या अभी आई एम गोइंग थ्रू अ नेगेटिव माइंड सेट या आई एम डिसहार्टन्ड. नो, I just focus on what is it that I can do, what is it that is in my hands, in my control, and I'd rather go ahead and make do with it. तो मैंने पढ़ाना शुरू किया था कुछ 23-24 साल पहले. एंड व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड टीचिंग, अब उससे पहले भी आई डिड राइट द कैट एग्जाम एंड देन माई स्कोर इन वर्बल एबिलिटी वॉज एक्सीलेंट इवन प्रायर टू आई स्टार्टेड टीचिंग. लेकिन जब पढ़ाना शुरू किया तो मुझे लगा कि नहीं यार, अभी देखते हैं और अच्छे कैसे हो. और इस पूरे जर्नी में आई थिंक द वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग that I started with that helped me a lot was this fact that I have been a goal oriented individual. Right? So are you a goal oriented individual? For example, मैंने बोला ना वो हेल्थ के सेंस में. सो जब मैंने हेल्थ के सेंस में देखा, द फर्स्ट थॉट दैट आई हैड इन माई माइंड वॉज कि यार अब इसमें ये सोचते हैं कि परफेक्ट क्या कर सकते हैं, इसमें परफेक्शन कैसे लेकर के आ सकते हैं. हाँ. तो वो हेल्थ के केसेस में आई वेंट ऑन टू ब्रेक इट डाउन. इंग्लिश के केस में भी आई डिसाइडेड कि यार ऐसा है, आई एम गोइंग टू गेट एन एक्सीलेंट स्कोर. और एक्सीलेंट स्कोर बेसिकली क्या होता है यार? 100%. लाइक यार सारे सवाल अगर सही करने हो तो उसके लिए क्या करने की ज़रूरत है. और बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है, दे एक्चुअली स्ट्रगल टू सेट अ बिगर गोल. Whereas goal at the end of the day is all about dreaming, right? So if you're dreaming, if you're thinking of something ideal, you should start here. So बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ struggle करते हैं. They don't even think in terms of a big dream. अगर मैं आईएम्स की भी बात करूँ तो यार कितने लोग ऐसे हैं जो बहुत एक्सप्लिसिटली अपने आप को ये एक्नॉलेज करके बताते हैं कि यार मेरा गोल जो है वो ना आईएम अहमदाबाद है, या मेरा गोल जो है वो हार्वर्ड है. राइट. सो द इशू इज, आप जब एक बार गोल के बारे में सोचते हैं तभी तो आप सोचना शुरू करते हैं कि मुझे अब उसके बाद क्या करना पड़ेगा. It's only when you have a goal that you get to realize the direction that you need to take, you get to realize the resources that you need to involve, कितना time, कितना effort, कैसी consistency. तो वो सारी चीज़ें हैं यार. हाँ. So goal orientation is something that I believe is very important, very useful. So goal orientation से हमेशा शुरू करना चाहिए. उसके बाद गोल वोल सब ठीक है, वो सारा प्रोसेस है. इनफैक्ट मैंने गोल सेटिंग का एक वीडियो भी बनाया हुआ है. आई थिंक इट इज़ ऑन वन ऑफ आवर सिस्टर चैनल्स हियर एट iQUANTA. या इसी चैनल पे होगा. आई थिंक CAT 25 वाले बच्चों से कुछ दिन पहले बात कर रहा था मैं. सो वी इलेबोरेटेड अपॉन इट देयर. बट देन गोल वोल हो गया. उसके बाद एट द एंड ऑफ द डे व्हाट इज़ इन आवर हैंड्स? The only thing that we can do is we can show up to work every day. Or in other words, the second thing that I believe I have is I am task oriented. Situation क्या है, कैसी है, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मैं सिर्फ ये सोचता हूँ कि मुझे आज क्या करना है. और इसमें भी ना कोई ऐसा, I don't even wait for perfect strategies. हाँ. So incidentally, I am somebody who's spiritually inclined. And I have also started taking certain measures that help you develop spiritually. But the problem is, in my family, we don't really have this culture of rituals and a lot of proper systematic roadmap for spiritual growth. कोई ऐसा कोई गुरु पंडित भी नहीं है. लेकिन अब देखो आजकल the easiest thing is knowledge is available everywhere. I read a lot. I could pick certain things from books, pick certain things from YouTube, pick up certain things from going and talking to different individuals. तो अब मेरे पास जो रास्ता पता चला वो परफेक्ट तो नहीं है, लेकिन एक रास्ता तो पता है. राइट. सो आई स्टार्टेड वॉकिंग ऑन दैट पाथ एवरी डे. और जैसे जैसे और नॉलेज मिलती जाएगी और गाइडेंस इनपुट मिलते जाएंगे, मैं उसको और रिफाइन करता जाऊंगा. एग्जैक्ट सेम थिंग फॉर माई हेल्थ. I know that there are certain things that I can do, that I am capable of doing, and then there are certain things that the experts have told me if I do them, it is going to be useful. So अब मैं ये नहीं सोचता कि चीज़ें अच्छी चल रही हैं, बुरी चल रही हैं, कैसी चल रही हैं. I just wake up. I know आज मुझे ये चीज़ें to the best of my ability करनी है. और उसमें भी ना I don't really think purely in terms of perfection nowadays. This is one change that has happened in my life. मैं आजकल परफेक्शन के बारे में नहीं सोचता. बट देन कम टू थिंक ऑफ इट, स्कूल में होता था ना दैट इफ यू डन 80% दैट्स लाइक यू नो रियली गुड स्कोर. इफ यू स्कोर 90% दैट्स लाइक माइंड ब्लोइंगली गुड स्कोर. एनीथिंग अबव दैट इज ग्रेट. सो वही है. आई थिंक यार मैं कम से कम 80% चीज़ें करूँ, हो सके तो 90% करूँ. सो दैट्स व्हाट सस्टेन्स मी. सो इंग्लिश में भी यही था. आई रियलाइज दैट अ लॉट ऑफ इट इज स्किल. हाँ. सो रीडिंग इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. Making sure that you read different areas is important. अच्छा, back in the day when I appeared for these exams initially, तो बहुत सारे ना philosophy के passages आते थे, बहुत सारे political theory के passages आते थे. हाँ, in fact almost 60% passages around that time could actually be traced back to these two things. So I focused on these two things. I read a lot of philosophy, I read a lot of political theory, and those things eventually gave me that command of going through a passage with authority, getting the questions right with authority. इसके अलावा फिर बहुत सारा खुद का रिसर्च किया, क्योंकि इंग्लिश में बहुत सारी चीज़ें, बहुत सारी नॉलेज अवेलेबल ही नहीं थी. हाँ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं जो आज आप लोगों को सिखाता हूँ, द थिंग्स दैट आई टीच टुडे, दैट हे व्हेन इट कम्स टू मेन आइडिया क्वेश्चंस डू दिस, these were not available anywhere. I thought that hey, this is going to be a really useful thing to enable us to do it. But then सिर्फ ये चीज़ नहीं थी. I thought of 10 different things. I tried 10 different things. It's then that I got to realize this is what works. And then I go ahead and share that in my classes. I go ahead and share that in my videos here. तो उसके बाद जो जो निकल करके आया, एक्सपेरिमेंट किया, बट काम करते रहे, काम बिल्कुल भी रुका नहीं. और एंड देन जस्ट टू कनेक्ट इट विद व्हाट सम ऑफ यू गाइज आर सेइंग कि यार स्कोर अच्छे नहीं आते, बहुत बुरा लगता है. एब्सोल्युटली. बट देन द थर्ड थिंग दैट हेल्प्स मी इन सच सिचुएशंस इज द सिंपल फैक्ट दैट आई एम फ्यूचर ओरिएंटेड. So what do I mean by future oriented? Yeah, let us say that you wrote a mock. And in that mock, your score was low. But you realize that this low score is in the past. That's over. That's done. What is in the future? In the future, you want that score to be high. So instead of dwelling on that low score of the past, and I am calling it low score, a lot of you start using these negative words for your score, right? People call these bad scores, disastrous scores, this score, that score. I don't even do that. And I even if I were to do that, I allocate some time to it, है ना, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, कि भाई ये 5, 10, 15 मिनट मैं माथा पकड़ के बैठूंगा, सिर पीटूंगा, उसके बाद में फिर मैं ये सोचूंगा अच्छा अब स्कोर ज़्यादा करना है, इसके लिए क्या करने की ज़रूरत है. And then I create that plan and I move back to the task orientation. No matter what kind of plans you make, life will always shock you, surprise you. Life has this habit of beating us down. Gautam Buddha quite a few centuries ago said, life is suffering. ये पेन तो आना ही आना है जिंदगी में. It's going to be a part. As long as you're alive, you're there. वो तो तभी बंद होगा जब हम disintegrate हो जाएंगे. So until then, remain future oriented. Constantly think of what it is that I am moving towards, what it is that I want to create, what it is that I want to have. And these 3 key sets ensured that I went on to score that perfect score eventually. I actually got 100% and 100 percentile. So considering that I started from some very humble beginnings, I come from a small town. My education has been in Hindi medium, a large chunk of my education. जिन शहरों में मैं रहा वहाँ पे अंग्रेज़ी नहीं बोली जाती थी. Considering that I started from there and reached that level, I believe anybody can. But then वही है, वो थोड़ा mindset तो चाहिए यार. उस mindset के साथ when you combine some hard work, some efforts, then these things definitely bring about a lot of difference. Oh, Prince, I'm glad that you do that, yaar. Yunwu Shah, while reading, I lost my focus and I have to again read. Okay, so Yunwu, what you are talking about is a known issue, right? So when I say it is a known issue, what do we call it? We call it passage regression, right? So why do we go back? The reason can be a lack of familiarity. The reason can be the fact that there were difficult words involved, and the reason can be what you've said, focus. So if you know that your problem is focus, what do we do for focus? So first up, some hygiene factors. So you need to check, are you getting enough good quality sleep? Are you getting enough nutrition and hydration? So that's one. Thereafter, the things that have helped me to become more focused are meditation, mindfulness, and clarity of goals. So मेरे केस में यार ये I focus on these. Plus, of course, I also realize that there are times when certain chemicals can help. So one of those milder chemicals is caffeine. And then there are other things that people experiment with. So that's how you really go ahead and work it out. Charu says, sir, in which year have you wrote the CAT? Charu, I've been writing the CAT for most of the, I think in the last 2 decades, I must have, in fact, in the last 24-25 years, I must have appeared for the CAT at least 15 times. 15-16 बार तो मैं दे ही चुका हूँ यार, पेपर देते ही रहते हैं यार हम लोग. Burhanuddin, I am able to crack half of the PJSO, but the deciding logic somehow differs from the correct way. Burhanuddin, make sure that you start solving more questions and focus on the solutions. And in case you are a part of the iQUANTA ecosystem, you can start working with me. अभी जैसे कल ही वाज दैट यस्टरडे? हाँ, कल ही मैंने पैराजम्बल्स और ऑड वन आउट पे सेशन लिया। हाँ, उसमें अगर जो लोग थे उनमें से आई एम श्योर कुछ लोगों ने एनालाइज किया होगा तो देखा होगा कि अच्छा दिस वाज द फैक्टर दैट आई मिस्ड आउट ऑन, और अच्छा माय थॉट प्रोसेस इज नॉट स्ट्रीमलाइंड येट, एंड आई प्लान टू कीप ऑन डूइंग इट मोर एंड मोर एज द कैट कम्स क्लोजर, है ना? वो बैचेस से फ्री होकर के फिर यही क्या करेंगे हम लोग। हाँ। Then any of you is talking about how to increase your number of attempts in VARC. I uploaded a video some 10-11 days ago on this channel. You can go ahead and look at that. If you want to know about mock strategy, I have talked about that. If you want to talk about यार scores consistent नहीं आ रहे हैं, क्या करना है, अभी जो पिछला 3-4 रोज पहले वाला अपना ये सेशन था 9 बजे वाला VARC पे वार्ता, I went ahead and talked about it there. खाटू श्याम रिंगस, अरे खाटू श्याम, LRDI कहाँ से प्रिपेयर करें सर? यार हमने अभी अभी बहुत रिसेंटली हफ्ता भर पहले DILR के 50 नए सेट बना करके रिकॉर्ड करके स्टूडेंट्स के लिए पब्लिक कर दिए हैं। सो और कोशिश कर रहे हैं और करें, इन बिटवीन सेक्शन टेस्ट्स हैं, मॉक्स हैं, एडिशनल प्रैक्टिस सेशंस होंगे। सो आई थिंक इफ यू रिमेन रेगुलर यूड गेट इनफ प्रैक्टिस एट iQUANTA itself. Kumar Sparsh, tone-based questions specifically. Okay, so tone-based questions are a combination of vocabulary, particularly the ability to figure out the connotation of the words used by the author, combined with tone-related vocabulary. So two types of vocab, right? First type of vocab is the deeper understanding of the words, so that when you look at a passage you are able to get that connotation right. And the second thing is all those words which are used in the answer choices. So focus on these two things. I'm sure that will help you immensely. Okay, do we require any kind of prerequisites for VARC? हाँ यार, हमेशा one prerequisite is always there, and that is delivering quality. हाँ, कहाँ पे मिलेंगे ये सेट्स यार? iQUANTA में अवेलेबल हैं यार, आप चेक कर लें। निधि says exactly, even PW is much better. ट्राई कर लो। See, all I know is, okay, not to get into that, but just to be objective, the only way to determine what is better for you in terms of coaching institute is the institute that produces better results, institute which is prompt when it comes to addressing your queries, addressing your concerns, and constantly keeps on thinking of how to go on and give the best to you, right? So evaluate us on that parameter, or on these parameters, and then we can definitely talk. और बाकी है ही क्या यार, अभी और 3 हफ्ते में रिजल्ट आ जाएगा, मैं फ्रेश पर्सपेक्टिव दे पाऊंगा। ओके, हर्षित, एबल टू स्कोर इन 40s, सम 50s इन सेक्शनल्स एंड मॉक्स। कुछ दिनों से लग रहा है भूल गया आरसी करना, समझ आते हैं पर क्वेश्चन गलत हो रहे। हर्षित, ये मैंने ना पिछले सेशन में भी बोला था कि जब आप बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस करने लग जाते हैं तो इवेंचुअली वो प्रैक्टिस वाला फटीग हो जाता है, तो आपको थोड़ा ब्रेक लेना चाहिए अगर आप बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं तो उस केस में टेकिंग अ ब्रेक इज़ बेटर। प्रैक्टिस नहीं कर रहे हैं तो फिर कोई और इशू रहा होगा, फिर वो एनालाइज करना पड़ेगा यार। जेनजी, सर आई हैव प्रॉब्लम विद माय इंट्यूशन। Okay, so Genzi, instead of solving questions using intuition, we want to solve questions using sound logic, reasoning. Okay, so live your life, use intuition there, but in the exam, logic over intuition. Okay, 25 to 40, a little luck is required. Okay, Rahul, see, basically when you say it is 25 to 40, I'm saying let's ignore 40. Let us say that you are able to score 25 in VARC. So this is the floor, right? So on a bad day, this is what you get. Now, how many days do we have ahead of us? Approximately what? 40-45 days. In these 40-45 days, can I raise this floor to say, so if in the next 40-45 days, can I take measures that help me get 3 extra questions right? Because if you're able to do that, then this floor will become 37. Then you know, okay, on a bad day I get 37. And if you get a bad 37 on a bad day, that's excellent, right? That's 98 percentile, 97 percentile right there at least. So we just want to elevate the floor. कोशिश करते रहो, हो जाएगा, अभी तो दिन पड़े. Jigyasa says, please suggest something about that. Odd one out seems to be tough. Jigyasa, you've used an excellent word, and that is, they seem to be tough. So, you know, my perspective of tough, let us say the level of question is here and your level is here. So your level is below the level of question, the question will appear tough. But man, if you keep working hard using the right strategy and lifting yourself up, eventually you will come at the level of the question. That is when the question becomes easy. But if you don't stop and you continue to work hard, and your level becomes higher than the level of the question, that is when this question will become a child's play for you. So please make sure that you remain here on this channel, attend the sessions regularly, join our Facebook group, CAT Preparation iQUANTA. Within the next 7 days, I will take a basic session on odd one out there, where we will simply talk about going through paragraphs and figuring out their theme. Okay. So hopefully that will instantly help you in increasing your accuracy. Kumar says, confused between 2 options in para completion. How to deal with that? I don't know. I mean, I typically use my understanding of the structure of a paragraph along with the kind of clues that we get in para jumbles to figure that out. Right? So if your accuracy rate in those areas is all right, chances are that you just need to adapt the right technique. Experiment with that a little, and hopefully that should help. Fluctuating accuracy simply means that you need to make your why stronger. Make your why stronger. What do I mean by that? So in a particular question, you have 4 different answer choices, right? So when you choose a particular answer choice, if somebody asks you why you've chosen this option, why are you choosing this answer choice? Why not the other answer choice? So if the quality of your answer there is great, your scores will become consistent. On the other hand, if the quality of your answers there, the answer to that why is not that great, is weak, then that can lead to fluctuating scores. So make your why stronger. Yashraj, we'll go ahead and practice more on these. यार, let's see. Practice कर सकते हैं साथ में. Practice के दौरान फिर पता चलेगा. But then देखिए, right now I'm talking more about practice. But then the truth is, all of these things, when I talk about English, I so very often say that English is a pyramid. So what do I mean by that? इस pyramid में जो base है, इस pyramid का base है logic, base है verbal reasoning, critical reasoning, right? फिर इसके ऊपर you add vocab, then you add grammar, then you add RC, and after that you get these paragraph based questions at the top. So when you talk about para jumbles, when you talk about paragraph odd one out, when you talk about para completion, they are here. So because it's a pyramid, they require things that are below. So अगर वो नीचे वाले एरिया में स्किल की, नॉलेज की प्रॉब्लम है, then that can reflect here too. So I hope that you're fixing those things as well. But apart from that, once you're good at those areas, you just need to add a little more of technique here. तो वो टेक्निक एक बार डल गई तो फिर उसके बाद काम बड़ी आसानी से अच्छा होने लग जाएगा. Okay, Elvish, which source is best for RC? I don't know. What is it that you're struggling with? So if your issue is, let's say, if your issue is the issue of familiarity, then you need to read more of basic texts. Or maybe let's say तुम बोलो यार philosophy, psychology में problem है, eon essays. मगर art और culture में ज़्यादा challenges हैं, then I think Guardian is going to be a better source. Books can at times be a better resource. So I don't know यार. When you say best is subjective. For you, the definition of best is what is going to work the best for you. For that, you need to figure out your challenges. वो नहीं बोलते अपन मतलब किस तरह की चीज़ पहनना मेरे लिए सबसे अच्छा रहेगा, हाँ कौन से वाला मेकअप, कौन से वाला परफ्यूम सबसे अच्छा रहेगा, भाई वो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन योर बॉडी टाइप, योर बॉडी केमिस्ट्री. इसमें वन साइज फिट आंसर तो हो नहीं सकता ना. सुशांत, आई एम ग्लैड इट वर्कड फॉर यू. वेंकट, oh, Venkat, one of these days we will have our quant faculty members coming here. आज VRC की बात कर रहा है, जिस दिन क्वांट वाले फैकल्टी आए उस दिन आप क्वांट की बात कर लीजिएगा. और यू कैन गो टू आवर फेसबुक ग्रुप CAT preparation. If you're part of iQUANTA, the doubts group, put it up there and tag us. You can tag Raj sir or Abhishek sir or Indrajit sir. You can, in fact, the best solution is to tag Dipanshu. So if you tag Dipanshu sir, then he keeps a track of everything and then he can go ahead and ensure that it gets answered faster. और बाकी किसी दिन इसके लिए भी बात कर लेंगे. Shubham, I'm able to solve 2 RC sets, couple of VA questions. Ooh, your accuracy rate is sensational. Shubham, if you want to improve your speed, I made a video on it 10 days ago. It is available on this channel itself. How to increase your score in VRC in the next 6 weeks. So you'd find a very detailed answer there. So when I say very detailed answer, मतलब 10-15 minute. एल्विश सर 100 परसेंटाइल आया था जैगुआर की जगह, पैसे मिलेंगे क्या? भाई ये तो इंद्रजीत सर से पूछें यार आप, आस्क हिम. हाँ, ही इज द बेस्ट गाय फॉर दिस. जैगुआर मिलेगी ये पक्का है. जैगुआर की जगह पैसे मिलेंगे कि नहीं ये तो मुझे नहीं पता भाई, बट आई एम श्योर इंद्रजीत सर बड़े रीजनेबल आदमी हैं, उनके साथ बात करेंगे तो कोई ना कोई सेटिंग तो बिठा ही देंगे, और कुछ नहीं तो तुम्हारी गाड़ी बिकवा देंगे. ओके, so just focus on getting that 100 percentile. We'll cross that bridge once we reach there. Rahul, should we attempt other coaching mocks like time? Absolutely, करना चाहिए यार. Rahul, I very firmly believe that people who are preparing really very well, they eventually need to move towards mastery. आप जैसे जैसे अच्छे होते जाते हैं ना, आपको ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस की ज़रूरत पड़ती है ताकि मिस्टेक्स में कोई पैटर्न देख पाएँ आप. हाँ, एंड एज अ रिजल्ट ज़्यादातर लोग, आई मीन ज़्यादातर सक्सेसफुल एस्पिरेंट्स कम से कम 30 मार्क्स तो देते ही हैं. हाँ, कम से कम, saying most of the successful aspirants go ahead and write at least 30 marks. Normally there'd be more like 40 plus or 50 plus marks too. So there is no single institute that offers that many marks, and therefore it's always a good idea to take up the test series of at least one more place. कम से कम एक और जगह की आपको टेस्ट सीरीज लेनी चाहिए. उसके अलावा बीच बीच में जब भी ये ऑल इंडिया फ्री मॉक्स होते हैं, हाँ सब लोग करते हैं ना, टाइम में, CL में, IMS में, सभी जगह हम लोग बीच बीच में iQUANTA पे है ना वो जो ऑल इंडिया फ्री मॉक्स हम लोग करते हैं, आप बिल्कुल उसको भी अटेम्प्ट करें ताकि आपकी बेंचमार्किंग ऑल अक्रॉस हो जाए थोड़ी. रोहिणी, सर मॉक्स हम बिना किसी प्रेप के स्टार्ट कर दें? रोहिणी, you need to complete at least 30% of your syllabus before you start writing the mocks. Less than that and mocks are not useful at all. And if you are somebody who is targeting CAT 25, मान लीजिए आप अगर नेक्स्ट ईयर दे रहे हैं तो आप कोशिश ये करें कि अभी से लेकर के लेटेस्ट से फरवरी तक, लेट्स पुट अ गुड डेट टू इट, ओके, वैलेंटाइन डे 14th फरवरी, अभी से लेके 14th फरवरी तक आप कोशिश ये करें कि यू गो अहेड एंड फिनिश 70% ऑफ द सिलेबस. कोशिश करें इतना सिलेबस खत्म हो जाए, ओके, और उसके बाद अपना मॉक लिख दें. और उसमें भी एक काम करते हैं, वैलेंटाइन डे के बाद iQUANTA पे एक ऑल इंडिया फ्री मॉक CAT 25 का, और जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके लिए तो एक्चुअल मैंडेटरी मॉक, सबके लिए फ्री भी कर देंगे उसको. So let's see. Then Tinisha, sir, will we have separate classes for VRC sections of OMAT exams? Yeah, at iQUANTA, those who do want to write OMAT exams, they do join the batch for OMAT exams. In fact, NMAT और SNAP का batch चल रहा है. मैंने आज ही 4 to 6 पढ़ाया उन्हें. हाँ, we in fact talked about prepositions today. We talked about course of action questions. स्ट्रॉन्ग आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, वीक आर्ग्यूमेंट क्वेश्चंस इन आवर प्रीवियस क्लास, उससे पिछले क्लास में सब्जेक्ट वर्ब अग्रीमेंट किया था, अभी आगे वाले क्लास में सिलोजिज्म की बात करने वाले हैं, फैक्ट इन्फरेंस जजमेंट क्वेश्चंस की बात करने वाले हैं, फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच, लिटरेरी डिवाइसेस की बात करने वाले। सो वी हैव, सो वो हमारे यहाँ कोर्स तो पूरा एग्जॉस्टिव हर चीज़ का मिल ही जाएगा। हर्षित, वेयर इज योर क्वेश्चन? फटीग ही है शायद। अरे तो क्वेश्चन तो बता दिया था तुमने, बोला कि हाँ ठीक ही लग रहा है शायद, तो अब उसको ब्रेक लेकर के देखो ना फिर, दैट शुड हेल्प। Are in getting 35-40 in sectional, barely 20-25 in full length, please guide. Yeah, it could be a difference of the difficulty level, so look at your percentiles. Are your percentiles the same? If the percentiles are same, then it's more a question of difficulty level, in which case you know what you can do to increase your scores. In case you do not know that, तो मैंने एक वीडियो बनाया था how to increase your VRC score in the next 6 weeks. अभी थोड़े दिन पहले अपलोड हुआ है, एक बार उसे देख लो यार। Aditya says, is it possible to get 99 percentile in VRC in 1 month? Absolutely yes यार। मान लो तुम्हारा आज VRC में you getting 99.7 percentile. So over the course of next 1 month, if you stop being regular, stop practicing, stop studying, then you can definitely get a 99 percentile from this. Yes, you can. Why not? Yeah. Nakshatra, able to manage. Oh, wow. Nakshatra, that's a fabulous speed, man. Absolutely sensational. So considering that you are able to attempt 16 questions in 28 minutes, you left with 12 minutes. I'm saying forget the entire VA. Just answer 4 questions. That's it. Leave the other 4 out. Leave the other 4 out. So definitely answer para summary. And after that, definitely answer para jumbles because they're non-MCQs. And after that, if you're left with time, if you have time with you after that, you can check it. And then, of course, you can work towards increasing your accuracy rate further through practice and adopting the right technique. Let's see. Vanshika says, how to stay focused for long hours. Vanshika, do you realize that a problem is not that of focus? Focus is when you are looking at only one thing at any given point of time. Isn't it? So we are always focused because our brain is always looking at just one thing. Our problem is that we are not able to focus on the right things. We are not able to focus on the kind of things that we want to focus on. अपनी problem थोड़ी अलग है ना, तो वो उस problem को थोड़ा अच्छे से समझो. So the limitation is not of your brain. Your brain can focus. That's what it does every waking hour. You just need to bring it under your control, and those kind of things can be done through mindfulness, meditation, etc. अब आदित्य यार ऐसा मतलब you ask me such questions यार 99 percentile in a month, I don't know. I mean that depends on your abilities today, where you are today. It's only then that I can help you. Aryan, not able to crack questions like if false would go against author's views. Okay, so Aryan, for this particular question, you need to master these 2 question types of critical reasoning. Okay, so you want to learn how to strengthen and weaken the argument. So you want to study this area called critical reasoning. Get the concepts for this particular question. Along with that practice, you can practice using GMAT material which is available online. It's plentiful. Practice GMAT questions of that particular variety. After that, I'm sure this problem will go away. So just go ahead, answer 50, just attempt 50 odd questions of that variety. 17, 7 correct. Meghali, iska yaar, even last time around we talked about this, that at the end of the day, if we are not able to get a question right, what can be the reason behind it? Knowledge, skill, technique. So there has to be a shortcoming of one of these 3 things or a combination of these 3 things. So when you put these 3 things, you should become all right. Arvind, I've answered this question in great detail in a video that we uploaded a few days ago, how to increase your VRC score in 6 weeks. So you can check that out and hopefully you'd find that useful. Gokul, same for you. Go ahead, watch that video once, and we'll see. Jigyasa, tips for tone-based questions. Okay, I'll take a session on tone-based questions. So on our YouTube channel, I'll just organize a session on tone-based questions where I'll go ahead and talk about all the details and how to approach, how to solve. I will also share some tone-related words with you then. Okay, since a lot of you have talked about it, let's go ahead and do it. Nishit, complete VRC in 35 minutes. Accuracy is still 70%. Wait, Nishit, you need to move ahead question type by question type. Okay, so you need to see which question type you actually happen to have the lowest accuracy in. So let's say you are making a lot of mistakes in inference-based questions, then you require a different approach. You're making mistakes in main idea question, you require a different approach. Tone-based questions, different approach. So that varies from question type to question type. We cannot look at RC as a monolith. Okay, so Shubham, when you say philosophical and literature based RCs, you've already diagnosed the problem. You are saying that your problem is lack of familiarity with these areas. So how about reading more of these areas? Read more articles if possible, maybe an introductory book on these areas, and that should help. न्यूयॉर्क टाइम में जाकर न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स से ना बहुत सारे वो पढ़ने शुरू कर दो, बुक रिव्यूज और आर्ट रिव्यूज. इयॉन एसेस से फिलॉसफी पढ़ लो, नहीं तो देयर इज दिस बुक कॉल्ड सोफीज वर्ल्ड, ये पढ़नी शुरू कर दो. स्टार्ट दिस. Arunima, if you want to get 100 percentile, then yeah, you need to attempt all the questions. If not all, then almost all questions. I mean, you cannot get 100 percentile by attempting less than 22 questions, preferably 23, 24. क्योंकि वो थोड़ा बहुत ना मतलब स्कोप रहता है ना गलती हो जाने का, तो it's better to do that. Aryan, what you are talking about is a symptom of feeling pressure. It's a reality. Look at what athletes do. Athletes use different kinds of visualization techniques. So you can try that. You can perhaps use some form of meditation that helps. Okay, so visualization, meditation. Once the CAT admit cards are out, start writing a mock test at the time of your CAT slot. So become accustomed to that. देखते हैं उसके बाद. Aratrika, you are a student. You are a student. तुमको you haven't gone through my session on increasing reading speed. If that's the case, I will take it. I'll schedule a session. I'll share the link in our crash course group. Okay. Meghali, what is the reason for the disconnection? Is it so? Normally people feel that because they're not able to understand it. And 3 reasons behind not understanding are familiarity, vocabulary, and focus. So identify the exact issue and then we can see. Vishal, always accuracy first, always. Jigyasa, in 70% of the ICATs, you will find the VARC section to be at least as difficult as the CAT exam. बाकी 30% में ना हम एक्सपेरिमेंट करते रहते हैं, कुछ में आसान कुछ में मुश्किल, बिकॉज इफ यू लुक एट इट हिस्टोरिकली CAT has also given some very easy sections, right? So we need to kind of introduce you to everything, so we do it. निशित सेशन हुआ है क्या? हाँ यार, हर एक बैच में पढ़ाया हमने, बिल्कुल. Okay, Rahul, you've shared something interesting. I'll tell you what I do. देखो, in the mock or in the actual exam for that matter, you know, you are there. There is a question that appears on your screen. You are meeting this question for the very first time. You've never seen that question earlier. है ना? तुमने आज से पहले उस सवाल को नहीं देखा, उस सवाल ने आज से पहले तुम्हें नहीं देखा. तुम दोनों एक दूसरे को पहली बार देख रहे हो. अब तुम्हें या तो ये सवाल आता है या तो नहीं आता. So if you do not know how to answer it, the only thing that you can do is you can move over to the next question. Do you have a choice? No. But when I see a question that I'm not able to answer and I move, I add one more thing. I smile. And then I move. If I'm not able to answer even the next question, I smile a little more. So if I see 4 questions in succession that I'm not able to answer, my smile is even wider. Like, wow. So this smile keeps me in the right frame of mind. It's better to feel crazy than to feel panicky. Okay. How to tackle RCs? यार इसका अच्छा बोरिंग लग रहे हैं तो यार बोरिंग का मतलब नेटफ्लिक्स थोड़ी बना देंगे RCs को यार. The RCs are not going to be like Netflix, Vaibhavi. They are, accept it that they are going to be boring and then operate from that notion. Nakshatra, marking scheme of NMAT. Yeah, that's a different game altogether. So exams like NMAT are computer adaptive tests where you cannot skip a question. And the next question that you get, the difficulty level and the marks it carries depends on whether you've gotten the previous question right or wrong. So there is a raw score. Then those raw scores are scaled according to difficulty. Just it's beyond a short discussion. Okay, so it's beyond a short discussion. So Aratrika, if you've attended the speed reading session, there is a particular suggestion that I had posited there. Going through a speed session every day, and because it is a skill, it requires effort, and skills develop over weeks, right? They don't develop over days. So you can devote more time to the speed session if that works for you. Tinisha, you are already doing fabulous. अब इससे आगे जाने के लिए वो वीडियो जो मैंने बनाया है, how to score more marks in VRC in 6 weeks, वो देख लो. That'll give you a lot of useful pointers. ना मैं तो गम की तरह लेता भी नहीं हूँ उसको शौविक. समझे, नहीं आता तो नहीं आता, मुस्कुरा के आगे जाएंगे लाइफ में. हाँ, life can do whatever it wants to do, but then we can continue to smile. Okay, so chaliye, I had a fabulous time talking to you guys today. I will meet you once again in a short few days. Tone based questions करवा देते हैं, इसके अलावा थोड़ा practice बढ़ाते हैं. And if you need something specific from us, make sure that you do leave that in the comments down below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Okay, so that's it from me today. Have a great evening ahead, and I look forward to meeting you guys really soon. Take care. Have a great time. Until I see you next, stay safe, stay focused, stay in touch.